Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Hi, hello, vanakkam, and welcome to Little Law YouTube channel. And this is me, Yavasant Shanmugam. So, in our previous video, we saw about the select statement, and we also saw about select distinct statements. So, in this video, we are going to see about SQL var class. So what is the purpose of using this var class? So this var class helps us to select record based on condition. Because in real world scenario, we generally will select, update or delete the records which fulfill certain conditions. Like it depends on the users or it depends on the first name. Say for example, you want to select the people or the customers who starts with the first name John, or whose country is US. So you want to just select people or customers who works or who are customers to you from US, and you want to select that, or you want to delete the customers from a different country, or you want to update the country of particular customers to a different country or with a different condition. So all these happens with the conditions, and this is how we deal with the data in the real world. And this var class is used with select, update and delete. But in this, we are going to see about the select, and the other update and delete we will see in the upcoming videos. So let's see the syntax of it. So it's similar to what we dealt with the other select statements. So it is select the column name, and then from the table name, var is the extra one, or var is exactly where we set the condition, and this is the condition. So what we do is we are selecting the column name from the table name where the condition. So for example, we are selecting the first name, which is the column name, from the table customers where the name is John. So we have two John in this table. So this is how we are going to fetch the column names and the values from this table. So let's now see this with the examples. So first let's start with select star from. So we are selecting all the column names from the table name, which is customers, where the first name of the user is John. Let's see how does this work. So here we can see we are selecting all the columns from the table customers with the condition where the customer's name starts with John. So this is how the select statement with the condition works. So let's now try the other example. So for the first example, we have taken, or we have used a where condition where we have selected the column name with the where character. So let's see how does this work with a integer or a number. So we are selecting from the table, which is the second table, where the orders, where the amount of order is more than 10,000. Let's see how does it work. So what we are doing is now we are selecting all the columns from the table orders where the amount, or where the condition is the amount is more than 10,000, and let's see how does it work. So when we click on run SQL, so here we can see, so in this table we can clearly see that this is the order, the monitor order is the only one that is more than 10,000, and we have clearly see that, and that is how extracted it from the query. So the next thing is, like, instead of selecting all the columns, what I'm doing is I want a particular column. So what I want to see is I want to just see what is the item from the table, or what is a column, what is item from the table, which is the orders, where the amount is more than 10,000. So I just want to see what is item that costs which is more than 10,000. Instead of seeing all the order ID, all the amount, all the customer ID, I do not want a customer ID here. I just want to see what is that one particular item that costs more than 10,000. And for that, I click Run SQL, and here I can see the item is monitor, and that costs more than 10,000. And this is how we use this select condition with the select statement with the where condition. And this actually works with the other operators, and let's see those operators one by one. And what are those operators? The first operator is equal, and the second operator is greater than, and the third operator is less than, the fourth operator is greater than or equal to, and then the next operator is less than or equal to. Then the next operator is simple pattern matching. We will see it how to do that in the example. And the next one is check whether a specified value matches any value in a list or subquery. So this will be a little too complex, but if you give more concentration onto it, we can easily grab it. And if please, I would advise you to try these queries during the tutorial. You can just pause this tutorial and you can try this tutorial and get back to this with the next statements. And then the last one is between, where we check whether a specified value is within a range of values. So we'll see all of them one by one with examples. So first, let's start with equal. For this equal, we will choose from the orders, or we'll choose from the shippings. So we have to see what are all the status which are pending. Okay, so let's now go this way. So we'll select star. So we'll select we need every details like the shipping ID and what is the customers, number of customers. So we are selecting star from, and next we have to choose the table. So the table is shippings, where the status equals, so this is, we have to be very careful. So this is a varchar, so we have to introduce quotes. We have to enter all the values in the quotes. And let's now run this query. Before that, let me comment the other queries. Let's run the SQL, and here we can see the shipping ID 1, 2, and 4 are pending from delivery. The customers are 2, 4, and 5. So let's try this with a number again. So what we'll do is like select star from the same customer. So for example, or let's move to a different one. So say for example, amount. So let's move to a different table for this example, which is the orders table. So what I want to see is, I want to see the orders which are equal to a particular amount. And we have selected star from, so we have already given the column name. Now we have to move to the table names and select star from orders, which is the table name, where the amount is equal to 400. And let's run the query. So run the query, and here we can see we have two orders, which are the keyboards and which amounts 400. So let's now move to the next query, which is greater than. So let's try it. So select star from the amount. So let's go to the orders table. So the amount, where amount is greater than 400. So we have already seen an example, but still we'll try with another example. So what we are going to see is, we are going to return the results where the orders, where the amount is greater than 400. And let's run the SQL, and here we can see this is the only value which is a monitor value which is more than 400, and we have fetched it. Now we have returned it. Then now let's move on to the next query, which is the less than. So what we are doing is, we are selecting all the columns. Okay, let's just avoid this. So what we're going to do is we will select the first name and the last name from table customers where the age is less than 30. So we want to see some young customers who are less than 30 years of age. When we run the SQL, you can see here that the Robert who is 22, so we can even add the age here as the column, so we can easily correlate the values. So here we can see Robert is less than 22, he's actually less than 30 and his age is 22. Then we have David, he is 22, and then we have John who is 25 and Betty who is 28. So this is another useful operator with the where condition. And next, let's move on to the greater than or equal. So let's try this one here. So what I'm going to do is I'm trying to select star, which is the column names, from the table orders, or I will just go to the customers table where the age is greater than or equals 25. Let's run this query. So what I'm trying to bring is I want to find the customers whose age is equal or whose age is greater than a 25, and let's run the SQL. And here we can see that we have John with age 31 who is greater than, and again we have John Reinhardt who is from UK whose age is 25, and then we have Betty whose age is 28. So we have satisfied two conditions. One is the greater and the next one is equal to. And next we'll go to less than or equal. So this is something similar to the previous query. So what we do is like we select all the column names from the customers table where the age is less than or equal to 28. Let's run this query and see what happens. So here we can see the customers with age 22, which is less than, another 22, which is less than, and then we have 25 again, which is less than 28, and then we have the Betty Doe, whose age is equal to 28. And this is how the where condition works with less than or equal to. So we have three more patterns, three more operators. Let's now try the like operator. So this like operator we can use for characters or for string. So let's try this one here. So select star from the table name is going to be customers where the first name is like John. Let's run this query and see how does it work. So here we can see we have selecting all the columns from the customers table, and the condition starts here, which is the first name like John. So any customer whose first name is like John will automatically be selected or will be returned in this, and that is how this like operator works. So this is like operator, and then let's see the next one, which is in operator. Let's see a condition where we are going to select all the column names from the customers table where the countries column is in USA. Let's run the query. Let's run the query now. Let's see how does it work. So here we can see there are two customers who are from US. So the condition is country in. So in is the operator, and there is one more advantage we have where we can display different countries. I mean, we can give multiple countries, and this option is only with the in operator. So here we can see where we give the conditions with two options. So we can give both USA and UK. So we can satisfy two conditions and we can return the values here. And let's now move on to the last operator, which is the between operator. Let's now try this. Well, let's go with the statements. Let's start from all the columns and the customers table, where the age of the customers is between 25 and 31. And let's see how does it work. So what we are trying to do is we are trying to return the details of the customers whose ages is between 25 and 31. And let's run the query and see. So here we can see any values that falls in 25, between 25 and 31 and 31. So this 25 and 31 are the boundary values. So we can even try this one. So let me try with 26 and let's see what happens. So if we try with 26, the values which are in between 26 and 31 is 28, and then the last value, which is the boundary value, the maximum boundary value, is 31, and then that value is chosen. If we still want to narrow down, we can try with 30. So now the value, the age with 28 will be displayed, and this is how all these operator works. And so far we saw about the equal operator, the greater than operator, the less than operator, the greater than or equal, and then less than or equal, the simple pattern matching, which is the like operator, and then we saw the in operator, and then finally the between operator.